Hello and good morning. Now, did you know that on this day in 1710, the first law regulating copyright was issued in Great Britain? In other words, if it isn't Wake Up Nigeria, then it's not the original Wake Up Nigeria. So that would obviously not be good enough. So yeah, we're the #1 breakfast show in Nigeria. And as usual, we have a wonderful Wednesday lined up just for you. Looking sweet over there.
All right, Titi, thank you so much. You
Seems
as
like
well.
we run the world.
Like, exactly. Yomi will be joining us, of course, in a bit, and
Yes.
Mary. Yes,
Let's
so
enjoy this time without him, though. Let's enjoy
Right,
it while he's
right.
not here. Yeah, let's just have some fun.
all right, so it's midweek already, and we're halfway to the weekend,
Of
right?
course.
And I'm sure that you have had a productive week so far.
Yes, indeed.
And of course, she's Titilayo Oyinsan.
And she's Emen Okoche.
Yes.
Now, we're going to be here for 3 hours, y'all. We're going to be here for quite a while, but we have so much lined up for you. And just take note of this. We're online right now, live streaming just for you. tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Now, download our app. This is a very, very important app you need to have on your devices. All the devices, just download from the Play Store or the Apple App Store and watch from anywhere in the world. Please send in your comments, contributions, suggestions, anything and everything you want to tell us about the show. We would love to hear from you. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria. Wow. Feels like we have a long lineup of things. Let's get to it, shall we? Relationships. We talk about relationships every single Wednesday. We have an expert coming, Olaton Ayola, Executive Officer of our Intimate Secrets, will be joining us to talk about how to renew your love in a relationship.
Thank you for staying tuned. It's time for the traffic news update on Wake Up Nigeria. Now, we'll begin today from somewhere in Yaba, okay? But please note that you can always be a part of this segment by sending a message on Instagram, Facebook, or even Twitter to let us know what your traffic situation is and perhaps take a traffic selfie. That would be really cute. And don't forget to use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria. So I said we'll be starting from Yaba area today. Yaba, well, there isn't much traffic right now if you live in Yaba. So it's a good time to set out. Herbert Macaulay Way right now is quite free until you are just a few meters away from Clinic Road. There you encounter some traffic, like bumper to fender traffic. And then on Clinic Road, it's frees up till you join the 3rd Mainland Bridge. Now, when you get to the 3rd Mainland Bridge, the 3rd Mainland Bridge is thoroughly jam-packed right now. There's a lot of traffic, like it's really, really bad. But you just have to keep pushing it until you get to somewhere around Osborne Road, okay? So when you get to that area, Dolphin Estate side, it eases up so smoothly that you wouldn't believe you've been inside traffic for such a long time. And so it frees up like that. For those going to VI, the traffic isn't so bad right now. At the moment, you can actually get to the Officers' Mess area in just a few minutes. But from that area, there's a lot of traffic. The barracks area is totally jam-packed right now, so you need to watch out for that. But when you come out of that area, especially around the Consulate General of Germany side, you see that the traffic will ease off. The Bonicam Bridge is free right now, like totally free right now. But when you get to the roundabouts there, the Bonicamp roundabouts, it's jam-packed at the moment. There's a lot of traffic also. If you're going towards Ozumba Mbadiwe Road, you'd realize that Stanbic IVTC head office there is jam-packed. Like the traffic stops exactly there. So if you can keep pushing it till you get there, it's actually very free on Ozumba Mbadiwe Avenue, okay? And so you keep moving there till you get to the area of the Lagos Boats Booking and Rental Office, where you will encounter traffic. And that traffic will take you up until you get to the area where there's a My Coffee. Yes, so you find that when you get there, the traffic eases up again, and you can keep moving until you get to the toll gate. Yes, the traffic is that free at the moment. But Lekki Ekpe Expressway, of course, when you get to the toll gate, there's usually that bit of traffic. But of course, afterwards, it's free. And it's deceptively free, but you will encounter traffic still on the Lekki Ekpe Expressway, which is kind of normal at this time. I'm sure Yomi will agree with me on that. In the morning, the traffic situation in that place is always something else. Always something else. How did you make it to the office today?
Honestly, it seems like there's a lot happening on the roads right now.
Yeah, I mean, the express, okay, so you know that there are several stops along the Lekki Ekpe Expressway. So until you get to probably like the Owando stop, that's when it frees up. But from around 6:30, 6:45, it starts getting busy as parents come out with their children to go to school and stuff like that, yeah. There's
actually a tweet here that says there's a police van blocking those coming from Ugudu to 3rd Mainland Bridge, and the resulting traffic is getting worse. The affected vehicles cannot even make a U-turn. You know, that was from 10 minutes ago. Yeah. So that might be one of the reasons why there's traffic on the 3rd Mainland that you talked about earlier on.
Yeah.
Mary.
Yeah.
Someone else is saying that, given that same report, on Lagos traffic reports, it says, can someone please explain why Iyano Ifako via 7-Up motorways was deliberately blocked by a police? So it looks like the van is sort of blocking
the road
the
deliberately.
entire way. And so a couple of other people are responding as well.
All right, so we'll get back to the tweets. Let's take a look at the routes again. And this time we'll go to Iyano Ipaja axis. I know that place can be a lot of trouble for those who live in that area. Interestingly, Iyano Ipaja is free at the moment. I'm talking about, it's about almost 6:30 now, and Iyano Ipaja is actually very free. That's on the Abeokuta Expressway. It's very free right now. Through Iyano Dokpemu, through Pako, oh my goodness, it is very free until you get to Dokpemu, as usual. Now, the Dokpemu axis is just a bit of traffic. It's not so bad. It's not so bad, so worry not. You will be fine. You just need to keep pushing, okay? But it eases out, and then it keeps going very smoothly. Oh my gosh, if you live in that axis, leave home now. Okay, that's like 1 million people living at the same time now. But don't worry, you'll be fine. If you're close to the expressway is actually very, very free. That is until you get to Banquet Hall. Now, when you get there, the traffic begins, and it's bumper to fender one. It just goes on and on and on till you get to the Onilekere Central Mosque area. And then from there, it's free. Like, I feel like I could go on that road right now and just drive. And then when you get to Mangoro, it's blocked again. And it goes on like that till you get to Ikeja. See, the traffic this morning is very good for those who live in that axis. At the moment, it is. But when you get to Ile-Zik, the traffic continues until Ikeja along, which is usually the case anyway. But it's not so bad if you leave home right now. However, I know you guys have 1 or 2 more tweets for me, so I'm going to let you do it. The morning does not really start till a cup of warm liquid has gone down. So it's time for coffee with the gang. And they'll give you 1 or 2 more updates, okay?
Yeah, well, hey.
Yeah, we've got just a couple of, I have 1 or 2 here. Okay, so like I said, the traffic with the police van that's blocking the road is now backing up traffic all the way to Ogudu.
Oh, goodness me.
So that's, yeah.
Whatever it was blocked for, some are suggesting
I hope it's not a breakdown. It's probably, it could be a breakdown.
So, well, some are suggesting it's blocked in such a way that it's blocked when a VIP is about to pass. That's what they're saying.
Well, I'm really hoping that whatever's causing it, the last officials can get to it
safely
because
it's one of those mornings.
Yeah,
it's just one of those mornings.
Yeah.
Speaking of one of those mornings,
okay,
so you guys had an early start on the toast today, and thankfully nothing burnt.
All right, so I saw this poll. I saw this poll on social media about 5 weird things that men like about women.
What? Okay. Really?
Yeah,
okay,
and they're so funny. Okay, so one of them is men like when women are stubborn.
Really?
Yeah, they like women
No,
with
not all
stretch
men.
marks.
No.
Of course, it's a poll. It's a
Wait,
poll.
they love women with
Stretch marks. They like when women, fix their makeup in their presence, while some like it when they're without makeup. When they're
like
with
top 5.
Yeah, like they feel comfortable with them without makeup.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then I think I'll try and remember the 5th one.
Okay, so the stretch marks one took me back.
Yeah, it did.
What?
But
Stretch
not
marks?
every stretch mark is horrible. They are really cute stretch marks.
I
Someone
don't
said,
know.
wow. But I'm serious. No.
Well,
I've
the
actually
truth is,
seen-
there are really cute stretch
Exactly.
marks. And there's something that
Your
a
me
particular
is just very
doctor told
silent
me.
right now.
The doctor told me that
I'm not in this conversation.
some things... No, you have to join this conversation because you are the man.
Exactly.
So you need to tell us what your opinion is on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that
so-
weird thing you like about a woman? You like about your wife?
Like a weird thing I like about my wife.
Yeah.
Something weird she does or something weird she has a body,
Or she does, yeah.
So,
Hope it's not going to be a scriptural lecture now. We just want to know what you like about your
I'm
wife.
not about to quote scriptures, but
Maybe.
I just like teasing.
so my wife's body changed when she had her 3rd child,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So her tummy area is a bit rough. So I like that. But she doesn't like it.
Oh,
You like it, but she doesn't like
Yeah.
it, which is quite interesting because I know for sure that many women feel like that's the end of the world.
Yeah.
I know quite well. My dad used to tell my mom, "Oh, this is so cute." And I would be like,
See, so
"You have someone you are telling that the smooth
I'm
one
not
is there, right?"
I don't have stretch marks, but I developed stretch marks after I gave birth
Okay.
to us, after I had my first child. And it still feels kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Especially my tummy area. Those stretch marks are still there. And now that I'm pregnant, more have come.
Oh.
I even tried patronizing Mary for some stretch marks cream. So guys, if you've got any stretch marks,
God,
So,
they've
that
outed
stretch
me.
mark.
just let me know. I hear aloe vera works.
No,
aloe vera
no.
and
Please,
coconut oil.
So the
Yeah.
oils, I'm
Whatever.
not a fan of the oils, but
Yeah.
the butters, yes, cocoa butter, bath with it, like
And shea butter.
slather it on every day.
There's
So
this thing.
the
There's this thing
is,
called
yeah,
there's this thing called bio oil that my wife used to buy.
bio oil, yeah. But some people react to bio oil in terms of
They
it
do.
darkening people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it kind of darkens the marks. Which
But
is,
I saw a picture of a lady with some really cute stretch marks.
I don't
I
know.
don't understand
Okay,
this.
so that's really
So not every
guys,
stretch mark is horrible.
The truth is, the beauty industry is responsible for the way many women see themselves. It never used to be like this until early 1926 or thereabout. Women and men alike used to leave hair under their armpits. What made them start shaving it? Because somebody decided to wake up one morning and introduce spaghetti straps. And so, no, that's what happened in the 1920s.
Yeah.
And so you saw
Women being
people
conscious
trying to be
about
like, oh,
it.
if I do like this, they might find it awkward. There are some men who actually love women having hair.
Okay,
okay, I'm still
FYI,
not
I
in
cannot
this.
stand. I can't stand men with
so the fact that
under
it's-
hair. Oh no, it's disgusting. Please, and then like it's so bushy. No, please
So
keep it
now,
nice and tidy.
I want to touch on the stubbornness thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A woman being stubborn. Now, I've been called stubborn in many, many ways.
Before I got married,
I was never told that
It was cute.
I was never told that it was nice.
before I got married, my husband would always say to me, "I have a feeling that you are going to be very stubborn, or that you have a stubborn tendency."
Yeah.
And he wasn't wrong. And whenever he said it, I'll just smile.
You know one thing I've come to
Giving
realize,
you your
it's
cute
not,
self.
men
stubbornness,
call it
is it
stubbornness,
cute to you?
but it's not stubbornness.
It's being assertive.
It's being assertive. They call it stubbornness, exactly. Not really confidence per se. Because
like assertiveness,
More like
yeah.
assertiveness. Like
Yeah.
you know what you want, and you're
yeah.
like, this is how you should be. Now, interestingly, men do it all the time, but they do not see it as stubbornness. They see it as, I'm being the man.
I'm the man.
Yeah.
But when women do it, it's a case of, you don't give me peace. You don't listen to me. You're too stubborn for my liking.
Yeah.
Well, I call it getting stuff done.
Well, so there's
You
such
can
a
only
thing.
get it done when you're
There's such a
persistent.
thing as positive assertiveness, which explains, so which is sort of like acknowledging how the other person feels while still insisting on how you feel and how the right way to do whatever it is. So negative assertiveness would then mean, oh, this is how I want it.
And it has to be that way.
So acknowledge how the other person feels, like in a relationship, or if it's a boss subordinate relationship, or if it's a marriage relationship. So you acknowledge the other person's feelings. So I see your point. But this is how I also feel about it.
I recently learned that in my relationship, and it was quite.
We're going to keep, learning from your meet, but we have to take a break.
Life as well.
We'll be right back.
Yeah. All right, you're welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. I've got with me relationship expert Taiwo Adeyemi. Now, Taiwo is the executive officer of our Intimate Secrets, and a counsel to many couples have helped save their relationships and marriages, of course. And that's an everyday relationship. There comes a time when things might need to be switched up. And she's here to talk about how to renew your love in a relationship, keeping that love evergreen. Thank you so much for joining us today, Taiwo. Now, people say, and I'm sure you agree, that love is usually the foundation of a marriage or a relationship. Though not excusing the fact that there are some people who don't love before getting married, but of course it builds with time. Now, when you have love, with time, with getting to know each other, different things come in, you see the sides that you probably don't like. And these things, of course, influence your relationship, right? So how then do you still keep it evergreen, as you say, in spite of knowing all of these shortcomings?
Well, the first thing I always say is you have to communicate. Communication is a must, because for every relationship to succeed, communication is super important. So it means that even sometimes when everything is fine in your marriage or your relationship, but you've been with this person for a long time, it could be 2, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 11 years, and you know that things get to slow down a bit. It's not the same thing as when you were dating and the love was just very beautiful. When it just looks at you, just like, oh, it just melts. You know, it's very different, right? Okay, so we have to always keep it evergreen. Just make sure that we are still in love with ourselves, and we're still always wanting to be with ourselves. So the first thing I always recommend to couples that come for counseling is communication is key. You have to talk to your spouse about whatever the problem is. The way you then communicate would be the difference between if it's going to make your relationship better or not. Okay. But you definitely have to communicate.
So you need to communicate. That's the first one.
Yes.
So what else do you need to do? Because, you know, you're saying, oh, when you first meet each other, you melt like, oh. But then, of course, with time, there are some couples who actually still melt for each other 30 years down the line.
There's
so
one thing
how do they do it? Besides communication, what else do they do?
There's one thing every couple does that still keeps them together. That is making sure that you put in the work. Yes, relationship is a lot of work. Marriage is a lot of work. So you have to put in the work.
When you say put in the work, what do you mean?
It means that you don't expect to do nothing and expect something to happen. It means you have to do something. It has to be a trigger. So there has to be something, putting in the work. It could be, for instance, making sure that you create time for your spouse, or even creating time for yourself to rejuvenate and, you know, get better. And then you also create time for your spouse. Okay, during counseling, I find a lot of couples that have been married for a while, they have children, they let the children take over the marriage. And I tell them all the time, that's what the parents are there for. Sometimes just ship them off to mommy and daddy, and then
what if mommy and daddy aren't there?
We usually have, in Nigeria, thank God, we have some sort of support system. It could be someone in church, it could be a play group, but there's usually a sort of support system that we have. So make use of it. You could have a sister or someone that is close to you, or even the crèche for, you know, a few hours and spend time with your spouse. So it means that you're putting in the work. You're not just assuming that, oh, it will happen. Whether I like like it or not, I love my wife or I love my husband. And then even if I don't do anything about it, I will still be able to have an amazing relationship or marriage.
Now, somebody is watching that and saying, oh, I've tried everything. It doesn't seem to be working. Because I've tried communication, I've put in a lot of work into it. Are there any other things the person needs to know? And before we talk about the other things the person needs to know, when you say couples should spend time together to rejuvenate and all, what can you suggest that they do in those periods? Because some people are clueless.
Absolutely. The first thing I recommend is to always make sure that, first of all, I do a no gadget time for my clients. So these phones, the laptops, just take it out of your room, for instance, for like an hour. In 24 hours, spend 1 or 2 hours without your gadget with your spouse. That is the first way to incorporate. No, I'm not saying sleep. Oh, no. Spend it with your spouse to communicate and get to know him or her more. Even if you've been together for like 10 years, it doesn't matter. There is still something new to know every single time. And then I always advocate that do not, I see a lot of couples, they have TVs in their rooms, their bedrooms. Your bedroom is not meant for your TV, trust me. Just keep the TV outside. Just make sure that the electronic gadgets are very minimal.
But in a case where you have children and they take over the living room, do you put the TV, say, in the guest room?
Well, it could be in the guest room, or if it must be in your room, there must be times when the TV should not come on at least 3 hours before sleep.
Not when a Man U versus Barcelona match is happening.
No,
like
you know that guy will not answer you now. You know
exactly.
that one. So that one, just give him his time. Or even when you want to watch one Telemundo, what, that's fine. But let's say 2-3 hours before bed, just make sure that there is a no gadget zone. You're not on your phones, you're not watching TV in your room. You're basically spending time together and you would enjoy it. You could also schedule time away from your home, the normal thing, For instance, you could go and you don't even have to spend so much money. It doesn't have to be a big getaway that you spend a lot of.
Park together without the children.
Just for a few hours. You don't even have to spend money to get there. So some people tell me, it's hard, I don't have money. You don't have to have money to spend quality time with your spouse.
Yeah, that was one of the questions I was going to ask. That what if you can't afford
you don't have to spend money. Even if you have 500 naira, that will take you to the nearest park or something. You could still go there and spend time with your spouse. You don't have to take anything. What you're looking for is quality time with your spouse. Absolutely. So.
All right. So earlier I said, okay, you give me the rest of the tips. So communication, putting some work in it. What else?
And then there is this, what I usually recommend for clients when they come to counseling at our intimate secrets, I always tell them that they have to spice up things. You can't keep doing. Yes, you have to switch it up. In the other room, switch up. If you have to do different things, different position styles, spice it up. There's something I call the rule of 3. It means do something new, 3 new things every week. Yeah, some people tell me, oh, it's very hard, but it's doable. So
3
it means
new things every week for couples, like something you've never done before.
Absolutely. It could be the positions. It could be you trying out aphrodisiacs. There's so many things you could do in terms of aphrodisiacs. There are, the foods you eat. You could incorporate dates,
new meals, and everything.
Tiger nuts, different things that would help you feel better, enjoy your intimate moments.
It does look like there are a lot of things to learn in this case. I'm very interested. So this conversation will continue later.
So a lot goes into putting a live show together, but none of this would be possible if we didn't have you guys joining us every single day. It's been an hour already. We're still here, and we're excited.
And we're glad to be able to put smiles on your faces every single day. What's more, can I just say, you put smiles on our faces too. Like, really? Like, we're always like happy that you tuned in.
Very nice.
Sending in comments and contributions.
I mean, I stumbled in a little bit late this morning.
A little?
Just a little bit, 5 minutes. But yeah, it's been good. I know that you've enjoyed the journey so far. My name is Yomi Ope.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Please remember, we're streaming live just for you. tvcontinental.tv is website, and of course on Facebook at TVC Connect. Please, your comments are very, very important to us on all social media platforms with our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria.
Of course, you can also download our mobile app from any Play Store, the Apple iStore, Google Play Store, anywhere in the world.
Yes, sir.
And of course, join us on the show live, wherever you are.
Now we finally have our chef in the building. Yes, and the chef is joining us right here in the kitchen. She's going to be spending time with today.
Hey, people.
Hey.
Hi, dear. Welcome to the show,
Thank you very
Ture.
much. My face is just so...
She's always very gentle. I love it. I love it every
What,
time
you just
she comes
woke up
with-
and said, let's rush it down
I
to...
don't know what's happening. I don't know.
Oh, you'll
What?
be fine. You'll be all
You
right.
look
I hope you're good,
amazing.
though.
Yeah, I'm
She looks
good.
amazing.
Alright.
You look amazing. Don't worry
And
about it.
I like her
Thank
because
you.
she does a lot of things with vegetables.
Yeah, and we're working with vegetables this morning, guys, so you have to stay tuned to find out what it is.
Looking forward to it. Now it's Wednesday, and there's a lot of things that are going to be happening over the next 2 hours on this show.
On Wednesdays, we like to teach you a few things. Honestly, when it comes to farming, we got you covered. We have Tolu Badamosi coming back today to talk more about papaya, the art of pawpaw farming.
Popo.
Pawpaw.
I want to eat popo. And on our health segment, we have Dr. Adeyemi.
Shobamawo.
Exactly, Shobomol. And he will be joining us to talk about the effects of alcohol in the body. Dr. Shobomol has over 14 years of health care and management experience.
Boom. Thank you very much, Dr. DK, for that exercise routine. Over here in the kitchen with me this morning is Chef Chewy.
As usual.
And this morning we are making chicken sandwich alongside tiger nut drink.
There's
And
something
okay.
peculiar. We are making the mayonnaise
Ourselves, yes. She's going to teach us how to make mayonnaise, which we are going to use for the chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
And she's also going to teach us how to make tiger nut drink. This has a lot of amazing health benefit, guys, which I'm going to dish out on later on. But let's move on to our chicken sandwich and what we'll be working with. So let's talk about the ingredients.
Okay, the ingredients. These are sliced bread, our bell peppers mixed. We are going to be using it for the sandwich.
Okay.
Our lettuce, pepper as well. I'm a Yoruba girl, and my name, Yeri Yeri, everything has to be spicy.
Yes, Yeri Ture.
Yeah, so that's why I have this
Pepper.
yeah.
Okay.
And we have our sugar and salt for the mayonnaise, the lime for the mayonnaise as well. And for the tiger nuts, we have tiger nuts itself, we have dates and coconuts.
You didn't talk about the chicken for the chicken
yeah,
sandwich,
the
which
chicken.
of course very important.
Yes, this is the chicken that we'll be using. I've boiled it already, so it's just to debone it and to chop it.
And that's soft chicken.
Yes, soft chicken. I used fryer.
What's the difference between Oroba and soft chicken?
It's
Same
different.
thing, right?
No, it's different. This most chefs use this. So you just have to like grill, because if you should boil it for too long,
it will be really
soft.
soft. Oh,
so that's
great.
it.
Okay.
It's easier for chefs.
All right, and the eggs, of course.
Yeah, the eggs, we are using it for the
For the mayonnaise. Okay, so let's get cooking. So our chicken is ready. We are just going to debone that chicken,
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
And then, but first of all, we'd like to... You like
the mayonnaise,
yes,
yes.
teach us
So-
how to make your own homemade mayonnaise. So for our mayonnaise, we're using eggs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll be using 3 eggs. You just break your eggs in the blender. You can whisk it as well, but I don't really whisk it because the blender is going to...
Okay, so I'm just going to
do
help
that
you
from-
slice up our limes that we're going to use. Can you use lemon, if you like?
I've not tried it before,
Lemon,
but
okay.
you can also use vinegar. It's
Vinegar,
the lime is just to give it this sour.
Tingy taste.
Yes.
Okay.
Then when I add my egg, I'm supposed to like boil, run it a bit, but because of the noise.
Oh, okay.
So when you just run it, I'm going to add my sugar,
Okay.
sugar and salt.
Sugar and
I'll
salt,
mix
okay.
it all as well, and I would add the groundnut oil gradually. The more groundnut oil I add, the thicker
It becomes.
Oh.
Okay, so let's plug it in and then, so that people have an idea of, the process. Because I'm guessing that with, this kind of recipe, you have to be very meticulous when working with it, especially if it's the first time. Because you don't want to make a mess of your, it's mayonnaise, guys. We all know when you're working with eggs, you have to be perfect. Okay. So that's okay, yeah? Okay. Are we using all of this lime?
We might not use all.
Okay,
we
so
keep tasting.
Okay, so I'm not
See,
going to
it's
cut everything then.
ready.
I'm not going to slice everything. I'm just going to leave some.
And we have to be careful of the sugar as well, so it won't be too sweet.
Okay. So we've added in our sugar in there?
Yes,
Okay.
sugar and salt. And
Sugar
I
and
added
salt.
salt
Okay.
as well.
So how much salt? A little bit or a lot of salt?
A little bit of salt.
Lots of bit of salt,
Yes.
okay.
So we mix that too as well.
So we'll run out a little
Yes.
more,
So
okay.
This is...
Vegetable oil. Oh, that's a lot of oil.
No, you see it now when we blend it.
Okay. So I'm guessing that's like a binder for the
Yes, the
mayonnaise, right?
mayonnaise, yeah.
Okay.
You can see it now.
Oh,
The consistency is changing.
I was right. I was right. It's actually thickening that.
Yes.
Oh,
So the more oil you add,
the thicker it becomes. Great.
you can... Let me
Wow, guys, like no jokes.
This is...
Whoever thought you could make your own homemade
That's
mayonnaise?
the idea. So
Can I taste it?
you might not like now because we've not added
Our
the...
lime. Oh,
okay, but you can still...
No.
taste to feel
Let's not jinx it. Let's just wait till it's ready.
Okay.
I just can't wait to have a taste
Let
of
me
it.
add more oil.
So the sugar is to taste. Depends on how you like it. Can
Yeah,
you put it? Can you add honey? Just for
No,
those
you
of us
can,
who...
I can't add on. You
Okay.
can't. Cooking is about being innovative. You
You
can
could
try
try it
adding
if you
and-
like it.
Yes, and if it tastes good.
Good to go. If it
Yes.
doesn't, well, okay.
Okay.
All right. So just in case you're just joining us, guys, we are making chicken sandwich, and Chef Chewy is also teaching us how to make our own homemade mayonnaise, guys. And later on, she'll be teaching us how to make tiger nut string. There's so much stocked up on the show, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We have to go to nutrition now. We have the amazing Susan from Splash Greens here.
Thank you. Good morning, Titi.
Welcome.
Nice to
It's
be
been
here
a while,
again.
actually.
Yeah, a long while. Last year.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Good morning.
Now, she's here to talk to us about foods that are great for pregnant women.
Yeah.
I hope you're listening.
Yeah,
but
Mom is listening.
yes, indeed. So you've given us a little, array of some items
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And I know that pregnant women eat all sorts of things, but why
Yes.
are these items specifically good for them? Okay, so I know that these are grapes.
Yeah, grapes.
Everyone knows these. But why specifically are grapes good for pregnant women?
Grapes is very essential for pregnant women. It helps with the cleansing of the heart. So it's very, very good. It's very nutrient filled for a pregnant women.
Okay.
Very, very absolute.
Okay, so I know that, there's a lot of juice in it.
Yes.
And there are different types of grapes. Is there any particular one?
No. Whether the green, which some people call the white grapes,
Okay.
or this wine or black grapes,
Okay.
every of the grapes are very essential for pregnant women. You can take any of them.
All right,
They're
then.
very good.
So what's this?
Kiwi.
Okay.
Kiwi is my best fruit for
Okay.
a pregnant women.
Okay.
The level of folate and vitamin C that this contain, it's very, very high. And we all know that a pregnant woman needs folic acid for the baby. That is the why you need to take all this fruit and vegetable. The folate in this, it's very, very high, which is good, which is going to help the building of the baby in the womb. So
Okay.
it's a lots of good fruits for the baby.
Beautiful. Okay. I can also see here
Yeah.
something I'm really passionate about.
That's avocado.
Avocado
Yes.
or pear,
Or
as some
yeah,
people
some
call
people
it.
call it pear. Yes.
Okay.
Avocado. Basically, what I'm going to pick from the benefit of this to a pregnant woman is that it helps to develop the baby's brain right from the womb. That is one benefit that I'm going to pick from this fruit. Yes, it helps with the development of the baby brain right from the womb.
All right.
So a pregnant woman should not joke with that fruit. It's very
Avocado.
important. Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so we have very familiar ones here. This is tomato.
Tomatoes, yes,
Yeah.
in any form. It's a vegetable, you know. A pregnant woman can consume it. It's very, very high in nutrients, and it's awesome. It's an
right.
awesome vegetable, yeah, for a pregnant
All
woman.
right, so what about strawberries? I know that these taste very good, but I didn't know that strawberries specifically were good for pregnant women.
Yes, all kind of berries, not just strawberries,
Okay.
raspberries, blackberries, whatever berries. They have vitamin C as well. That is very good to help the mother as well as the baby.
All right,
Yeah.
then. Fantastic. Okay, so this, I believe this is a sweet potato,
yes,
am I right?
Sweet potato, yes, it's a tuber, and you know, it's very essential. Whether this is sweet potato, and you can either take, as a pregnant woman, you can either take the sweet potato or the Irish potato. Okay. They are both, you know, very packed with nutrients that are very essential for a pregnant woman.
All right, no problem. This one is harder to identify. What exactly is this?
I wish I have a knife here so I could cut it into two. This
Should I just peel it a bit? Can I peel it a bit?
Yes. Okay. The color of a beetroot is pinkish purple in color. It's very, very healthy for pregnant women. It helps with you know, the blood, the blood that, you know, the heart. It cleanses the blood. It purifies the blood. So as a pregnant woman, you need the blood to pass through to your baby. It needs to be cleansed. It needs to be purified. You can't have a dirty blood to pass through to your baby. So this root, beetroot actually does that, cleanses the system, work against every heart disease, you know. You know. Okay, so I have to ask your heart about quantities. Well as a pregnant woman.
I have to ask about quantities now. So we've brought one bunch of grapes now. Yeah. So is there ever too much of these things? Now, is one kiwi enough for a pregnant woman in a day? 4 days. Is one avocado? So tell us in quantities now about all these pieces.
All right, you have to be sure of your servings when you're eating as a pregnant woman. Some people will say, okay, let me eat for two. That is the popular quote, the pregnant women eat for two. That means they're eating for themselves and the baby. But then you should be careful so you don't gain excess weight as a pregnant woman. You don't want to do that. And you don't want to take too much of sugar so you don't end up getting gestational diabetes as a pregnant woman. So your servings, at least all of this, you could have these servings at least 2 or 4 servings a day. Yes, 2 or servings. And by the servings, I mean, if you have all this measure cup, like 250 ml and all of that, you could measure your servings. Like I said, if you could measure it in a cup like 250 ml a day, you can have at least 3 to 4 servings of your fruits per day. So that sounds good.
Sounds good. Now, I noticed here that there are none of those basics that you see in everyday meals. I can't see rice here. I can't see yam here. I can't see swallow here. Is there a reason why those are not on your list?
Why I'm here with fruits and vegetables is because that is what I have streamlined myself to do for pregnant women. Help their nutrition with vegetables and fruits. But then there are loads of other foods that pregnant women can take. From your dairy, your protein. Your protein contains your fish, your eggs. Your dairies are your yogurt, your dairy products and all of that, milk and all of that. Your carbohydrates, your food, where you have your rice. It doesn't mean when you're pregnant now, no rice, no, you know, you can have all of that. But I've just streamlined this to
that you should add this to your
to fruits and vegetables. That's basically why I'm here with all of this.
All right then.
Yeah, and there are lots more of fruits and vegetables that a pregnant woman can have. It doesn't end here with this 4 or 6 fruits and vegetables that is here. You have your broccoli. I should have brought it. It is it's as good as kiwi. The folic acid in broccoli is very, very high. Good for the mother, good for the baby.
So if, for instance, if for instance you have broccoli, which is high in folic acid, in folate rather, and kiwi as well. Does that mean that you might not have to take those folic acid tablets that most pregnant women are advised to take by their doctors?
Seriously. But then, as a pregnant woman, it's a very, very fragile situation. You have to constantly go check with your doctor. Everything, your diet, everything that you eat, you still have to check with your doctor. I don't know what you're battling with before you get pregnant. That is, if I'm consulting with any pregnant woman, and those are the things we'll sit down and to talk about. Can we have your medical history? Can we do that? But then you can
always trust in fruits and vegetables. Most fruits and vegetables are good for you on a normal day. Talk less of when you're pregnant.
When you're pregnant,
so
you need it.
If you're a husband or a partner out there and you know your wife, your woman is expecting a baby, you've seen a list of things you can buy on the way home for her to chew on to help boost her nutrition. And, well, hey, thank you so much, Susan, for coming to talk to us today.
Then, can I say this? I have a meal plan. If there's anyone watching at home, a free meal plan to give out to like 3 to 4 pregnant women.
A meal plan for pregnant women.
Yeah.
On social media, you can have her handle right there.
Yeah, you can send me a DM. I have a free meal plan that you can follow.
Aww.
If you're trying to lose weight or anything during pregnancy, you can just send us a DM.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Susan. She's so generous. Thank you so much. But we have to head back into the studio now. Wake Up Nigeria continues.
Welcome back. Alcohol use disorder is a pattern of alcohol use that involves problems controlling drinking and, of course, can lead to many, many problems. And joining us to talk about the effects of alcohol use in the body is Dr. Adeyemi, who has over 14 years experience in healthcare and management. Doc, good to have you join us. Alcohol use disorder, this is the first time I'm hearing about it. But you said in some ways it's sort of the same as alcoholism. That's excessive use of alcohol and not being able to control it. But of course, that's not all we're talking about this morning. We're talking in general about alcohol use and its effects on the human body. So talk to us about the effects of alcohol. So if I drink alcohol, whether I'm a casual drinker or a heavy drinker, what happens to my body when I drink?
Okay, so before I go into what happens in the body, I'd like to talk about the disorder. It's actually a wide spectrum. So basically where the problem starts is when you become a binge drinker. Yeah, so you're drinking way too much. But then the other extreme is when you now become alcohol dependent. That's an addiction.
Yeah.
At that point, you need some sort of like therapy to get you up on it. But to your question, the effects on the body. So there are 2 major organs that the alcohol affects in the system. So first is the liver, which is the primary organ that is meant to basically be the body's way of handling drugs and poisons. Yeah. But then obviously, if you're drinking too much and your liver gets damaged, so your body can't handle the toxins it should normally handle. So basically, those toxins now end up killing you ultimately. Wow. Of course, the other major organ that alcohol affects is the brain and the central nervous system. And basically, the bad thing about it is once your brain starts getting damaged, then it's almost impossible to reverse it.
Yeah. So every time you drink alcohol, there's an effect on the liver, even if it's minute.
Yes, but obviously, if you're drinking below the toxic level, then your body is able to handle it.
Well, but there are different people. I mean, people have different bodies and makeup and everything. So there's some people who say, oh, I drank half a bottle of gin or cognac or whatever it is, and it didn't affect me much. And somebody else drinks half a glass of wine and they're already tipsy and dizzy. So when you're talking about acceptable levels and things like that, people measurements, you know, people aren't able to relate with it. So how do you know the acceptable level that you should drink alcohol or not drink it?
Okay, that's a good question. So basically, the objective ways to measure alcohol. So basically, there's something called a unit of alcohol. Yeah. So basically, there are 2 stages of this sort of like abnormal drinking. So there's the risky drinking. Now, definition is if you drink more than 14 units in a week, or you drink more than 4 units at a setting. That's for men.
For men?
Yes.
So when you say 4 units, would that be just regular wines or?
Okay, so let me break it down with common kind of alcohol. So 1 bottle of beer contains about 2.3 units of alcohol. Okay. A medium glass of wine contains 2 units. Then a regular shot of spirits, that's 1 unit. And then for your alcohol pops, that'll be between 1.1 to 1.5.
So, and in a week, you should do how many units?
So you shouldn't do more than 14
in a week.
If you're a man, and if you're a woman, you shouldn't do more than 7.
Continuously?
Yes.
That's if for regular drinkers? Yes. So to ensure that you keep it around those levels and all of that. So the effects, the long-term effects on the body, because we're talking about addiction and people who aren't able to keep away from alcohol. There are people who drink every day. Yes. And, you just say, so what you're now telling us is even if I don't feel the effects, because some people don't stop drinking until they begin to feel high or tipsy or whatever it is. So even if you don't feel the effects, you need to keep it below these levels. Otherwise, what?
So basically, like I said, the primary organ that gets affected is your liver. And because it's a chronic thing, there are different stages of liver damage. So there's liver cirrhosis, yeah? And then if that continues, that's where you now get the sort of like the hepatotoxic effects. And then, of course, the end stage, it could even lead to like cancer of the liver.
Wow.
Yes. And then, of course, with the central nervous system, most people who are alcoholic, most times they're agitated, nervous, anxious, they sleep very poorly. And then it also has a very like high social effect. So a lot of them actually have very toxic relationships. So either your personal relationships, at work, at school, and of course you run into problems with the law.
Yeah, because like you said, when it affects your central nervous system, you begin to actually see it. So if the problem was at night or whatever it is, you can't sleep and issues like that. So how do you then ensure that you maintain a healthy lifestyle? If you're a regular drinker, there are people who maybe go out on Friday nights or Saturday nights. How do you ensure that you maintain a regular lifestyle and you maintain positive habits if you're a drinker of alcohol?
Okay, so basically, if you're a drinker of alcohol, you need to take a lot of water because, like, I'm sure most of us have had a hangover once, you know, or more in our lives. So obviously, you get really dehydrated. So you need to drink lots of water. You need a healthy diet because one of the things you want to do is to ensure that your immunity is strong. And then that's also a good point because what happens is chronic use of alcohol is going to affect your immunity. So things that can boost your immunity would help. So good diet.
Good diet, drink a lot of water.
Yeah, it needs to be exercise. You know?
So obviously, if you drink a lot of water, that also affects your intake of the alcohol itself because it's fluids, right? So at some point, you know, one will give way for another, that kind of a thing. That kind of situation. So you ensure that, you know, you boost your immunity and ensure that you also drink water. Is there anything else that people should look out for then?
Well, basically, what I'll say is, so it's hard not to drink. That's the truth about it.
Especially when you've started drinking already, or you started drinking early. So what I'll say is, so look at what you're drinking. Like, what's the alcoholic content? Yeah. So even if you're drinking spirits, like some spirits as high as 50% or more. So like, go for milder spirits. Yeah. Go for wines. You don't have to go for very strong wines. Yeah. Go for mild ones. So try to avoid things that are too strong for your system. Doc, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I hope somebody learned a thing or two. And try not to drink this morning. There are people who wake up in the morning and just, you know, try to grab something to drink, you know. So, but hopefully you learned a thing or two. Drink lots of fluids. Eat the right kinds of food if you have to drink. We do have to go to the kitchen now where MM is on standby. Something is happening there. Hey, guys.
Hi, Yomi. Thank you very much. Wow, I've actually learned a lot about alcohol, and we've got a lot of healthy discussions going on this morning on the show. All right, here in the kitchen with me this morning is Chef Chewy, and this morning we are making chicken sandwich. And of course, she also taught us earlier on how to make our homemade mayonnaise. And she's later on going to teach us how to make our tiger nut drink. Okay, so quickly, let's run through the ingredients for the chicken sandwich.
Okay, so what will be, I think I need this also, can you see me? We're using the chicken. Okay. I've chopped it already, and bell peppers. I've chopped them as well.
So let me just help you a little bit. Okay.
This is the mayonnaise, and we'll be using dry pepper. Because for the fact that I'm yeri, that's why I love pepper.
Okay. So quickly, we are going to mix in our chicken. And let's go through how you made homemade mayonnaise quickly.
Okay, so we used our eggs, our lime, and salt, sugar, and groundnut oil.
Vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil.
Yeah, and then we blended all of that.
We blended it together, so we got this consistency.
Yeah. So the more vegetable oil you add in the mix, the thicker it becomes.
Yes.
So right now, we're about to make our chicken sandwich. We have our soft chicken already steamed, boiled, soft, and finely chopped. Okay. So what's going in next?
Mayonnaise. So we'll have to mix it.
Okay, so guys, I actually tasted this mayonnaise earlier on. It is really nice. And the lime in it gives it that really, tingy taste, which, it gives it that really nice feel. It's really, really nice.
You can also use vinegar if you don't have lime.
If you can't find lime. Yes. So basically what acidic contents like lime or vinegar actually do for your meal is it helps to activate all the flavors in, whatever you're cooking. And so right now we're adding our vegetables, which is our bell peppers, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's a different kind of sandwich. I actually like this. So it's a mix of healthy and, well, a lot of calorie intake as well.
I love my
like bread,
sandwich. I love it very creamy, so
that looks really nice.
This is good for me.
Okay.
So after mixing, we just spread it on
And
our
what
bread.
about pepper?
I would add that as well.
Okay.
We'll mix it well.
Okay. Liking what I am seeing here. Okay, so quickly, guys, talking about our tiger nut drink, which we'll be having later on. So for our tiger nut drink, we have our tiger nuts, we have our coconuts, we have our dates, right?
Yes, and the thing is, for this tiger nut, you have to like soak it for at least 6 hours before you use, because the tiger nut itself is always hard sometimes, and it might not be able to run through the blender.
Okay,
so that's
you have to soak it for 6 hours.
At least 6 hours.
At least, okay.
Some people might choose to soak it overnight, but you can soak for 6 hours.
All right, great stuff. Tiger nut actually has a lot of amazing health benefits. It's good for the heart. It helps to boost your immune system. And it is an aphrodisiac, guys. Yes. And for our dates, it actually is good for pregnant women. It helps with natural labor. So I'm going to be taking a lot of dates this morning. I'm not a fan of dates, but I'm going to take that as well. And it also helps to regulate your blood sugar. Right.
Yes.
So this combination, amazing benefits that are good for your health, guys. So gotta make a tiger nut drink today. All right, so we're just going to use this as a spread, right?
Yes.
Top, you know, put in our lettuce.
I'm going to make one putting the lettuce, and I'll make the
other one without the lettuce.
Yes.
All right. Great stuff. So in here we have our chicken, we have our homemade mayonnaise, we have our grounded pepper, and we have our vegetables. So much of amazing stuff happening here in the kitchen and on the show, guys. I'm pretty stoked. I hope you are too. The third half of the show is about to begin in a bit. Guys, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Wake Up Nigeria continues. Joining us on the last belt of the show for a chit-chat after a wonderful display of pure talent is dance hall and reggae artist Lado, and of course the disco queen Yemisi Fancy.
Yeah, it's going to be looking nice. I'm sure we're going to have something, lots of things to talk about. And of course, you know, on Wednesdays, we like to teach you a few things about farming. And we have Tolu Balamosi here to talk to us about Sarika papaya, the art of pawpaw farming. Pawpaw. Pawpaw.
Quite a number of interesting celebrations today. It's a pink day.
Oh, I'm wearing pink.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I got the memo.
Is it your favorite color?
No, I don't have a favorite color. I'm one of those people that I don't have a favorite color.
You just like colors.
Yeah, I just like you wear something.
But I love black. Oh, black. Yeah. Black looks good on my skin.
So you love, that's your favorite color. What is your favorite color?
I've always been partial to colors like purple and lilac. Whenever I'm buying something and it's purple or lilac, I'll probably pick that first. Or if, for instance, I'm designing a logo or designing something for social media, I'll pick purple or lilac first.
I now know the kind of things to pitch to you to buy.
Really?
What's your favorite color?
Nice.
Great. Dark colors.
Great.
Yeah,
like what you're wearing.
Really?
Yeah, dark colors, just to keep it real. Sometimes I like to go light as well, but you know, mostly dark colors.
Okay.
Well, my favorite color has always been white.
Oh.
I've always loved white.
But I don't see you wear white.
I wear it occasionally, especially when I'm at home. Like, whenever I want to do white, I can do white for 3 weeks stretch. That's how much I love white.
So MM was right now just talking about addictions. You know, we just did the
alcohol thing, eh?
The alcohol interview.
Yeah.
And so people have different kinds of addictions. There are actually people who are addicted to soda drinks. to sugar. So the sugar rush they get from it and that caffeine burst as well. So because people always assume that, oh, I can't get addicted to Coke or Fanta or Sprite or whatever. But you actually can get addicted.
It's due to the additives in it, so you can actually get addicted.
A lot of people don't realize that a lot of the alcoholic beverages are packed full of sugar. Now, you can't taste the sugar in them. But in order to get them to a particular level where it's actually palatable, right, for the tongue, they actually add a cram load of sugar to a lot of these drinks.
The most amusing for me is those who say, oh, I love lemon drinks, no sugar.
And
I'm like, before that taste could be gotten, there's even more sugar than
bitter
average
lemon
soda.
Ones, the bitter lemon ones, especially so many brands of that. That is packed full of sugar. People don't even realize.
Well, I wasn't even thinking about, the
sugar.
alcohol conversation spoiled the addiction topic, but I'm just talking addiction in general, like things that we're addicted to, you know, social media addiction, shopping addiction.
So there are certain addictions.
She had to say that one quietly because
you know,
there are certain addictions that are easy to get over than others. So for instance, social media addiction, you probably can get over it within a few days.
If you don't have a device.
If you don't have a device, within 48 hours, you start looking for something else to do.
Recently.
But for some others, it's much tougher, like alcohol. Alcohol can take years to
is
get
there
over.
an AA, like Alcoholics Anonymous Association, you know, here in Lagos? Are there
there's a rehabilitation center. There are rehabilitation centers, you know, that help to
or just go to church.
curb that addiction.
Yeah, well, hey.
You see, that's one of the problems that we have.
Yeah, so
Because I don't understand how going to church, how does church help to curb addiction? I don't understand how does that help. Please tell
so
me.
we can't have that argument now.
No, we have to have it because nobody has said we should go straight to the news. So I want to be entertained.
Because really, you have an addiction, you go to church, you pray to God about it, for God to help deal with the addiction that you have.
That's not what I meant.
It's a physical thing.
Well, hang on a second. It's a physical thing, but sometimes it can also be a spiritual thing. But let me explain why when you go to church, and when I say go to church, I'm not saying go for a church service. Look for someone who can help you, who can counsel you, and who can talk to you about the addiction so that you can then find steps. Remember that Alcoholic Anonymous itself came from a Christian organization.
Yes, it did.
So once you understand that and you know how to get
we
help.
also need to let people know that you can't also only find some of these coaches or therapists or counselors in church. They are also they are there, they are available.
But you're going to have to pay for those ones.
No, there are some who are giving free counsel.
The church is free.
And there are NGOs as well.
All right, we are in the garden and it's time to do some farming. Okay, so we're not going to be tilling the ground literally, but I've got to look Badaboshi with me and it's such a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about how to plant and of course grow pawpaws. It's all about pawpaws today.
Pawpaws,
All right, so these are the seeds.
Yep.
Yeah. So what is the process of planting your pawpaw? Like you want to have one in your backyard or in your front yard. What's the process like?
Okay, so first of all, there are two ways to it. You can either start from the seeds,
From the seeds, okay.
Or if you have from a farmer who sells seedlings. Seedlings are just young plants.
Okay.
So they will have cultivated the seeds for
you
a few
to
weeks,
an extent.
To an extent. So you can go and plant that. So that's the starting point, and then ensure that you get good seeds. For example, like the lovely thing about this seed is it's a hybrid.
It's a hybrid.
Yes, it's a hybrid seed. So
it's been treated.
Yes, it's been treated.
Okay,
yeah.
So it's not like the fresh one from the fruit itself.
From the fruit itself, no.
Okay.
But what's fantastic, when you say hybrid, it also means that the seed has been developed.
Okay.
So take for example this particular seed. The pawpaw tree is actually called dwarf pawpaw. It doesn't grow more than 4 to 5 feet tall.
Okay.
So it's probably not as tall as you are.
Okay.
But it fruits greatly. So you want to get a very good seed from a very good source.
Okay.
All right. So and then essentially you ensure that if you're planting it in your garden at home, try and make sure that you prepare the soil properly.
Okay.
If you have some manure or fertilizer.
It's an advantage for you.
An advantage. Okay. So you can apply that and plant the seed not more than about 1.5 feet into the soil.
Okay.
And then within 14 to 15 days,
okay,
it starts growing.
So it starts germinating within
yes.
14 to 15 days.
Yeah.
So when it's about 15 days,
yeah.
what do you call it at the 15 days grade?
Oh, well, it's a young plant.
It's a young plant at that
yeah.
time. So
yeah.
at what point in time is it fully ready for harvesting?
So it takes about 7 to 8 months.
7 to 8 months. So
yes.
the pawpaw we eat actually takes about 7 to 8 months.
Yes, it does.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, it
now,
does.
when you cut open the pawpaw, you see so many seeds inside.
Yeah.
And you just feel, okay, I can take all of these seeds and just put them in my backyard and grow. So why should I choose this one over cheap seeds that already come with the pawpaw?
Okay, all right. So the thing is this: if you're doing it just for fun, or you just want to do in your garden, yeah, you can try that out.
Okay,
you know, so
that doesn't sound very encouraging. Try that out.
Because you're not certain about the outcome.
Okay.
All right. So, but if you're going to do it commercially, you have to be sure that the time, the energy, the effort you're putting in, the money you're spending, you want to be sure of your outcome. So, take for example, these kind of prepared seeds you buy from companies.
Okay.
They won't tell you the percentage.
Oh, there's a percentage of
viability.
Wow.
So sometimes they tell you 90%.
Have you ever seen any 50%? Like nobody will buy it, of course.
Of course not. Of course not.
Okay.
So so that's just the issue. But if you're planting in your garden, you just want to try it out. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. So this is recommended, especially if you want to go commercial, or you're planning to sell a few of it.
Yes.
Or you want to be more sure you would have a pawpaw at the end, not just leaves.
Of course. Of course.
Thank you so much for being on the show. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you very much.
All right then. So we'll go on this break. Wake Up Nigeria continues shortly. Stay with us. You're welcome again. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. And moving on from farming, it's time to have a conversation with someone really special. Now we have Taiwo Adeyemi. Taiwo has featured in both English and Yoruba movies, with his first movie appearance being in the 2015 movie George Brown. He has since appeared in more movies and an impressive following with that. Let's find out what he's been up to. How are you doing today, Taiwo?
I'm very well, thank
Great
you.
to have you here. Okay, so since you're a Taiwo, I'm sure you have a candy.
It's late.
Oh, sad about that. Sad about that.
Yeah.
May so rest in peace.
Amen.
So Taiwo, why movies? Why did you decide to go into acting? Like, I just want to hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Were you hoping to get so much Eba on set?
Funny enough, I don't actually like Eba. I don't like Eba, yeah. But okay, so.
But you ate it with so much relish.
Yeah, that's acting.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so why acting?
I didn't even think I was going to become an actor, like every other person, they always say that, oh, I've always known that I'll become an actor, yeah. But that wasn't my case,
It was accidental.
Yes.
What happened?
My uncle said, George Brown, so they needed students, secondary school students, and I had my beard. So the director was like, Taiwo, just do this for your uncle. Let's do it for the family.
So it was your uncle's set?
Yeah.
You never had any interest in movies?
No.
Well, what did you have an interest in?
Social media.
Social media?
Yeah.
What did you study at school?
Actually, environmental science and resource management.
Environmental science to social media and now acting. Oh, wow.
Also.
Are you still into social media?
Yes. Okay, so we got on set and I was like, just cut off your beards. It was hard, but I just had to do it.
Do it for your uncle.
Yeah.
And you did it for your uncle, and here we are.
Yeah, from there, I fell in love with it.
So that was the opportunity for you. That was what made you decide to go into it.
Yes.
Now, if you weren't acting or doing social media, or if you hadn't studied environmental science, what would you have been doing right now?
I probably would be doing this that you're doing.
Oh, you love broadcasting as well?
Yes. But, well, it's all good.
Now, you accidentally got into acting, fine. But you've also ventured into other areas of, acting, trying to do other movies, probably not even produced by your uncle.
Yes.
What has been the most challenging so far?
I think it was an English job I did last year. Okay. It's not out yet. It's going to be out this year in the cinemas.
Okay.
It was Biodun Stevens' job. She directed it. It was really, really challenging because I had to be half naked and all that. Yeah, but I did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the movie about exactly?
Can I mention the title?
You should, sure.
Okay, yeah. So the title is Why Should I Get Married?
Okay.
Yeah, so we had people like Tana Delano and all that. So I played Tana's sugar boy.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, it was like that.
Yeah, so Tana didn't want to get married because you were half naked in the movie.
No, she had so many issues.
She had so many issues.
Yeah.
All right, so besides acting now, have you ventured into other areas of the movie industry? Like maybe into production yourself?
No, but it's something I'm thinking of going into very soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're looking into producing your own movies,
my
of
own
course.
movies, yeah.
All right. So what actress have you worked with that made you go, I wish I could, you know?
None, actually. None. But I would love to work with Beverly Naya.
Why?
Because she's my crush.
She's your crush?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I would love to work with her. I've not worked with her before.
You'd love to work with her because she's your crush. What do you do to relax, to unwind, to have fun?
Number one thing, social media. Yeah, then I go watch movies with my friends, just like to hang out, yeah.
Okay, so you're in a relationship now, I guess.
No, I'm single.
Oh,
I'm
you're
single and I'm searching. Please.
You should have carried a placard when coming, like single and searching.
I know, right? Guys, I'm single and searching.
So what's your ideal woman? What do you look out for in a woman?
She needs to be pretty,
okay,
you know, and she needs to have something upstairs, not just pretty without.
So pretty and intelligent.
Yeah.
Anything else? Physical?
Boobs.
Okay, so let's just move on from that conversation because I was looking at something else. I didn't expect it to go down that lane. It's breakfast. What do you like to eat? Like, do you love food or you're just the kind who just...
I do junks most of the time. If I'm to eat rice, I'm a bird. My mom calls me a bird.
You're a bird?
Yeah.
Okay, so you like sandwiches?
Yes,
yeah, because very soon we're going to be giving you sandwiches. That's what I'm asking.
Great. Yeah.
So those are the kind of things you like. You don't like eba. Do you know how good eba is?
They say so, but I don't like eba.
Have you seen Anthony Joshua making eba?
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram.
And you looked at it like, ew, right?
No, just like, I like it.
Oh my boy. You're going to get...
You know,
you're going to get beaten up very soon.
Right?
But let's watch him eating what he says he doesn't like with relish.
Yeah.
Ṣé kò tó ń pe àǹtí ẹ̀ nìyẹn ni?
Kò yé mi o.
Kí ló wá dọ́dọ̀ àǹtí yẹn gangan? Because I don't understand. Mi ò rí òtà àǹtí yẹn rí. Kò ń bá yàn sọ̀rọ̀ ládùúgbò. She's always looking tacky and rough. Kò máa mú rárá. Papa, wá jọ.
Kí ló dé? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀?
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀?
Ó fẹ́ commit suicide ni. Gbogbo yẹn mú ẹ̀bọ̀n gẹ́lẹ́ mọ́ láàárọ̀ kùtùkùtù. Pẹ̀lú bí ẹ̀.
Ló dúró lọ́wọ́ Fọláhàn. Tó fẹ́ pa mí ni. Kúrú kí mi kí mo pé wá fẹ́ pa mí sílé.
O rọ́bẹ̀ tí mo gbé sí ẹ lọ́rùn.
Mo sọ fún ẹ ká tó kù nílé pé mi ò sáré oníkà lọ máa sáré. Mélòó lára mi tó ní ká máa sáré. Ṣé o eré kékeré tí mo sáré ẹ̀? Ó dà nǹkan ti kó gbogbo ìfún mi lọ. Tí ìbá dé jọ máa fèd. Ó jọ tó yọ lọ́hùn. Má gba kìíní sóúnjẹ mi.
Wẹ́, o mi ń gbé torí eré kékeré tá sáré lóyún. Ó dáa náà bó. Gbogbo ara tèmi wà sticky, I need to go freshen up.
Ṣé kò bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣẹ̀bà?
Ìwọ àti ta ni? Ẹni tó bá rí ẹni tó kọlé síwájú má rò pé lè parí ẹ̀. Má lọ parí ẹ̀ bọ̀bọ̀ yìí o, pẹ̀lú bí ẹ̀ wájú.
Ó ṣe jọ.
Manager brought this big mound of eba.
Yeah.
For you. How did you feel? No, you didn't like it.
I screamed. Like, the director was like, don't worry, we got you. But the funny thing is, I was, from the first take, I was already full.
You're already full?
I swear. I mean, it was just crazy. Because
this was like what, the fourth take?
Yes.
The fourth take?
The fourth take, because we had issues with the lightings and all that, so it was
I don't think there were any issues with the lightning. Somebody knew you didn't like Eba and set you up that day.
Exactly.
But you enjoyed the soup, Abi?
Yeah.
What soup was it?
Ewedu.
Ewedu? So you love it, Ewedu?
I don't even like Ewedu again, but I like the fish.
They are waiting for you outside. All right, then. So you remember I told you we have sandwiches for you?
Yes, please.
So let's go have breakfast.
All right.
Hope you exercise, or you use sandwiches to get rid of the exercises as usual.
Well, I don't.
You don't exercise?
Hello, Taiwo.
Some people are just lucky on your side.
Thank you.
Welcome to the kitchen.
Today you choose joy. I love that.
Thank you.
All right, so with us this morning is Chef Chewy here in the kitchen.
Hey.
And she's made chicken sandwich and tiger nut string.
Tiger nuts.
Yes.
Tiger nut, so it's very healthy.
In the chicken
Very
sandwich,
healthy
we actually have homemade mayonnaise.
Okay.
Yes, so she actually taught us how to make mayonnaise by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we'd like you to have a taste and
Okay.
Chef Chewy, so I'll just explain the process once again.
But Taiwo, before you take that bite, do you think MM will make a very good sugar?
What?
You should bite into that. No, he likes being a sugar boy.
How did I get into that conversation?
Chef Chewy, could you explain, just give us a breakdown of what you've done?
For the mayonnaise, we used our egg, lime, sugar, and
a little bit of salt,
vegetable oil. We just blended that together.
And you got mayonnaise.
Yeah, we got
so
the
that's how they make
yes,
mayo.
the more oil you had, the thicker it gets.
Right.
And for the tiger nuts, we use dates, tiger nuts,
and coconut.
And coconut.
And coconut. Well done.
Blended
Well
that
done,
together.
Chef Chewy.
Yeah, she actually did.
Well
So
done,
what do
Chef
you think? Like it? Love it?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Well done, man.
There's something I heard about tiger nuts.
It's true.
It's true.
You see,
Wow.
you see why I asked you that question?
It is actually true.
All right, you
Can I have
guys.
more?
There's so much to go. Don't worry.
Yeah, we have to round off the show now, though. Big thank you to our friends over at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories. And as usual, Fola, you finally came through for me.
He did?
Yeah, well, in a manner of speaking.
In a manner of
At
speaking.
Fola's place. Thank you so much.
Face the DJ.
And of course, big thank you to all our guests for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Well done, Taiwo. Thank you for joining us. And Chef Chewy, well
For the
done.
breakfast. Thank you.
We'll be back tomorrow for the Thursday edition of Wake Up Nigeria.
See you tomorrow.
Have a nice day.
Bye.